Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. And welcome to Relationship Communications Weekly Live. I'm Lisa DeToffel, your host, and today we're going to be talking about an accountability plan. I have spoke on this topic in the past. However, I think it's really important. So I'm bringing it to you a second time and maybe sharing a few tips that I didn't the first time. But thank you so much for joining this morning. If you're joining us for the first time, I am the founder of Relationship Communications, where I coach and mentor established and aspiring professionals to create, grow, and scale their network. Relationship Communications Weekly Live is a tactical and practical show that we do every week at the same time, every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So I hope that you will put this on your calendar and join us, make plans to join us every Friday morning. And if you're coming in and joining me live, I would love to hear from you. So please do say hello in the chat. Let me know where you're coming in from. I would love that. If you're watching this later, please do use hashtag replay to let me know that you are watching this at a later time. Relationship Communications is sponsored by Tiger Eye Solution, my virtual assistant business. And at Tiger Eye Solution, we work with speakers and coaches and professionals to help them grow their business or scale their business and take over all their to-dos off their plate. Maybe things they don't enjoy doing, so that they can enjoy being the CEO and owner and do what they love to do within their business. And we do this virtually and in our online community. So before we dive into our topic today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I know we have some new people that have joined the group. If you're not a part of the Relationship Communications Facebook group, head on over to Facebook, type Relationship Communications in the search bar. You'll find the group. It's a free group to be a part of. There's a banner at the top with my photo on it. And we would love to have you in there. There's almost 500 different professionals that are a member of that group. We are very active in there as well. So please come join us. Reach out to some of the other members, maybe, and schedule a coffee chat, a one-on-one conversation, and get to know each other and see how you can support each other. And if you are new to our community and you haven't had a coffee chat with me, I would invite you to reach out to me as well. I would love to schedule a coffee chat with you as well and get to know you, add you to my network, and see how we can support each other. So moving on, this was me over 5.5 years ago as a preschool teacher. This was the last classroom that I actually worked in as a teacher. And I like to say that I built a great skill as a teacher, building relationships. Through the 25 plus years that I was a teacher, I built many, many relationships with so many different students and children, right? And it's important. It was important back then when I was in the classroom, and it's still important today because I was able to bring that skill with me into my professional world and being an entrepreneur and business owner, because that's kind of my area of specialty with my virtual assistant business is relationship management and follow-up. And those are key pieces in every business, no matter what type of business you have. And so I learned this a very long time ago of how to build relationships with those around you, those in your network, and how it's important. Back then in the classroom, it was important so I could teach those children the way they needed to be taught so they could learn what they needed to learn from me. Today, I use those same skills to build my network and build my business, because people are going to purchase and buy from someone they know, like, and trust. So in order to build that know, like, and trust factor, you have to build a relationship with them, right? So I started a long time ago building relationships and learning that skill. I hope you have that skill as well to help move you forward in your network and start building the relationships you need to build. Moving forward, also during those 25 years I was working in the classroom, I became a single mom twice. And this was a picture of me and my children during one of those times that I was a single mother. Was it difficult? Absolutely. Did I learn a new way of building relationships personally and Professionally, yes, I did. Personally, I had to start building a different type of relationship somewhat with my own children just because their father was no longer in the picture. Their father was no longer in our home, right? It was just me. I was the only parent in the home. And so that put a whole lot more responsibility on me as a parent, as head of household, all the things. And so that led to different types of relationships with my own children. Did that cause some friction there? Yes, absolutely. And sometimes it absolutely did. But moving forward, this is what my family looks like today. I have my husband, Jeff, and my 3 children are basically grown now. My daughter's the only one left at home. She is 16. However, my oldest, of course, is the father of these sweet little babies you see here, the twins who just turned a year old. And then my second son will become a father later this year. So I have a 3rd grandchild on the way. Super, super excited. Of course, in 2018 is when I started my first business, Tiger Eye Solution. I took a training program, earned a certification to be a certified virtual expert in my area of specialization. And then, of course, kind of re-niched myself, revamped myself a little bit in January of 2020 and started offering the relationship management and follow-up services, not knowing what was going to happen 2 months later. And when the pandemic hit, things changed in so many different ways, right? And so at that point, I decided to build a team. So by January of 2021, I had my team put together, and I still have a team today. And we love what we do. We love working with our clients. We love helping them move their business forward and helping them grow, because that's basically what we do for them. So if there's anything you'd like to learn more about Tiger Eye Solution, how we work, or how we can help business owners and professionals, I'd be happy to have a conversation with you. But moving on, we're going to talk about making your accountability plan, okay? Because it's so, so important. And plus, we have now started the 2nd month of this new year, right? January's gone. The first month of 2024 is already gone. We are now into February. So some of those goals or resolutions or whatever it was that you made back at the beginning of January, how have you moved forward with them? Or have you started accomplishing any of that? Having an accountability plan can help you. If you struggled through January and maybe you didn't reach the goal that you wanted to reach by the end of January, that's okay. It's okay. If you put an accountability plan into place, it can help you move forward and reach your goals, okay? So ask yourself a few questions, all right? What are you working on today? Okay, what are you working on in your business today? Why is it important? Whatever that is. We'll use follow-up for an example, because Friday is follow-up Friday for me, okay? So what I'm working on today is follow-up. And why is that important to me? Because it's important for me to follow up and stay connected with those in my network, right? When will you do it? Whatever it is. I've already started my follow-up Friday. That is one of the first things that I start with in the mornings when I get to my office. However, I still have some additional follow-up to continue with later today as well. But sometimes we spend all day working on something that's not helping us reach our goal, right? Follow-up is something I do every Friday. It's kind of set in stone, if you will, that's what I do on Fridays. That's part of what I do on Fridays is follow up, whether it's with just people in my network or whether it's with clients or whomever. That's what I do on Fridays, right? So maybe you need to put something like that on your schedule as well. Or if it's something that's going to help you move forward to your larger goal, put one of the steps and have it completed by a certain Friday or whatever. But like I said, sometimes we spend all day working on something that's not helping us reach our goal. you should do this every day. Like, if there's a large goal you want to reach, put a small goal on your to-do list each day to help you get one step further to accomplishing that goal. Okay. So you have to define what you want. Like, for an example, staying in shape. You know, some of y'all back in January, maybe that was one of your resolutions or one of your goals was to stay in shape. A lot of people make that kind of a resolution or goal at the beginning of the year, right? So if that was one of your goals, you have to follow the system to help you lose the weight that you want to lose or stay in shape, right? Say you're wanting to lose 20 pounds by June or July, within 6 months. Then you have to follow a specific system, right? To help you lose X amount of weight, whatever it is, that 20 pounds by June. The same works for your business, okay? So think about it on the flip side. If you make that goal to lose that weight, okay, and you don't exercise or you don't eat the right types of food, are you going to lose that 20 pounds? Probably not, right? So I strongly encourage you to ask yourself these few questions every day. Write down your answers if you need to, and save them. That could be beneficial as well. Also add your wins at the end of the day. Okay, if you're trying to lose that 20 pounds and on the norm, okay, say you exercise for 30 minutes a day, but on this particular day, you only had 10 minutes to exercise. That's still a win. Okay, so make sure you count that as a win. Like, no, maybe you didn't get your 30-minute exercise routine in, but you did get a 10-minute exercise routine in. That still counts, okay, to help you move forward to lose that 20 pounds, right? Okay, so make a plan. Number one, you're going to pick one thing, one item. If it's losing weight, okay, we'll use that for the example of the item, okay? If everything is important, nothing is important. Okay, another good example is maybe updating your website. Okay, and this is a project that you could get very overwhelmed with, for sure, right? Because a website is a very large thing. It has multiple pages on it, all the stuff. But because there are so many details that go into updating your website, just choose like one page at a time. If that's going to be your goal, your whole project is to update your website, okay, pick the About page. Work on just that page before you move on to something else. So have a plan in place and have a place where you can put your ideas as well. Like, if you're working on your About page on your website and you get an idea for your contact page, don't go jump into your contact page, okay? If you're working on the About page, that's where you need to stay. But if you do get an idea for the contact page, write it down. Just write it down, because you're not going to remember it by the time you do get to the contact page, right? So write it down and stay focused on working only on the About page at that given moment, okay? Because you don't want to do that. You don't want to be jumping from page to page or from thing to thing, right? Because you would never get the satisfaction of completing it. Like, if you're working only on the About page today, okay, so today is the day you're working on your About page for updating your website. Updating your website is your whole overall goal and project, right? But today is the day you're working on the About page. Monday, maybe you're going to work on the contact page, which is fine. Perfectly fine. But you want to make sure first that you complete the about page before moving on to the contact page. So say something comes up today and you don't get the about page completed, then you can't move on to the contact page on Monday. You have to finish the about page, then move on to the contact page, right? And then when you do finish the about page, you want to celebrate that win, okay? And you also want to stay focused on the prize, what your overall goal is, right? Your overall goal is to update your whole website. That's the overall goal here of this particular project, right? You want everything updated on your website, but you have to take it piece by piece. Yes, a lot of you may be website gurus, and that's awesome if you are. And you may be able to complete each page a whole lot quicker than some of the rest of us. Like for me, for example, I would have to take it page by page because I'm not a website guru. That's not my area of expertise. So, and that is a project I'm going to be working on soon, is updating my website. So a good example for me to use, right? And I'm not going to do it all at once. I'm really not. I'm going to leave the website as it is, take it page by page, and figure out exactly how I want to update, that specific page. And then I can go back at the end of that, after I have documented all the changes I want to make for each page, and implement them into the website, right? Now, you website gurus probably do that a whole lot differently, but that's how I will be doing it when I get ready to do that project. Make a plan. Number 3 is make a plan as well, okay? On paper with deadlines. Pick a deadline to finish that about page. I mean, if you're just starting it today, then don't make today your deadline too. Because like I said, something can happen to where you don't get it finished today. And you may have to finish it on a different day. This will help by making the deadlines. It will help you overcome all the gibberish in your head that's going to come up, because that comes up too when you're working on a big project, right? And if that gibberish does creep in, figure out something you can do to help yourself get back on track. Okay? Take a break. Get a drink or a snack. So see, just trying to finish that one about page is going to take longer than what you think, because yes, all that gibberish is going to come into play as well. All those voices in your head is also going to come into play. And you're going to have to take breaks before you get the whole about page completed. So if you're just starting your about page today, don't set your deadline for today. Set it maybe for Monday or Tuesday, or maybe a couple of days after you actually start it, because you do not know up front how many breaks you're going to have to take while you're doing that one page, or what else may come up that kind of interrupts you from the work you're doing on your about page. Okay. So again, you have to figure out something to help you stay on track. Take a break, go get a drink or a snack or something, whatever it takes to get you back on task on what you're doing at that specific time. Whatever it is about the about page that you're working on at that specific time, or whatever it is you're working on for whatever your item is. It might not be a website. It might be something different, and that's okay. So make sure you're taking breaks, because that will help clear your head, clear some of that gibberish, that's trying to creep in while you're doing that work. Then next, you want to celebrate what you have done. Okay, I told you before, that's important. Yes, if you started that about page today and you do complete it today, absolutely celebrate it. You could ring a bell, you could give somebody a high five, or, talk about it out loud to someone. That helps you realize, yes, I actually did this. I completed this today. This is awesome, right? Now, for some of us, yeah, we may be able to finish that about page in one day. Some of us, that's not going to be the case. For me, it probably would not be, just because I'm not the website expert here, okay? So yes, I will plan ample time for each page when I do actually start that project. So it's important to acknowledge your completion and success, okay? It is something, when you complete something that's on your list, you can check it off, right? Because it's completed, it's done. If you finish that about page, you don't have to look at that page anymore. And you can feel good about it. So you definitely want to celebrate it and reward yourself even. If that's something that helps you, if you complete that about page today, have your favorite meal for dinner or your favorite dessert or whatever. Reward yourself for completing that, because that's also important. Being accountable and staying focused is something you need to teach yourself. Okay? It's not going to happen overnight, right? It is a process. And, some of you may have big goals that you're trying to accomplish right now. Like I said, I'm sure you set goals or resolutions, etc., at the beginning of January. Well, January is gone. You may have completed part of it. You may not have completed part of it. It's okay. It's a new month. You can set a new, smaller goal to help you reach your overall goal and start from where you are right now. Right? Use these steps. It will help more than you know. For sure. For sure. So if you have any questions about anything I shared today, I'll be happy to have a conversation with you. Again, if you're not a part of our relationship communications, head on over to Facebook and join the group. We are streaming in various different places today. So if you are watching us on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you can be notified every time that we do go live. I do try to go live twice a week. This is our weekly live on Fridays. If you haven't noticed, heard, or been able to be a part of our Tuesday tips and cut the gibberish, I invite you to join me every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. for Tuesday tips and cut the gibberish. Kind of helping you work through and cutting some of those voices that's in your head, cutting it out, or sharing some tips about how you can do that or around a specific professional topic or whatever. So join me on Tuesday mornings as well. Also, I would like to let everyone know that the Networking Method Academy has now opened back up as well. I will post in the group about that today as well. If you are interested in signing up to go through the academy, it is a 6-month program. It has so much in there, guys. I promise it has a lot of stuff. 10 modules. The modules has 6 to 8 lessons with lots of content and videos and downloadables, all the things. You also get access to me for that 6 months. We do a weekly study hall for the students that go through the academy to bring any questions or concerns or issues or anything that come up while they are going through the academy. You do go through the academy at your own pace. So, but like I said, you do have access to me during that full 6 months, and we do have a weekly study hall meeting to where we can discuss things. So also, if you're not part of the VIP club, you may be missing out on some good stuff too. Relationship Communications also has a VIP club. And January was awesome. We had our first 2 meetings in January. So our next meeting is coming up February 5th. It's our Q&A session. The VIP club meets twice a month. The first session is a Q&A session. You can bring any type of issues or questions around business or the professional world to those meetings. And we talk about them, discuss them, get you some answers, all the things, right? And then our second meeting of the month is more like a party. And we come and celebrate our wins, whatever we have accomplished over the previous month. So I would love to invite you to join us in the VIP Club. We have lots of fun getting to know each other and getting all our questions and everything answered and celebrating all our wins. It's really a lot of fun to be a part of the VIP Club. So I will post about both of those things in the Relationship Communications Facebook group. If you have any questions about any of them, please reach out, send me a private message, or comment below this video. Hope everyone has a great weekend, and I will see you again next week.